there is a question here. I don't know if someone can be able to answer, but Juma is asking, ask Kiongozi if BBI will solve corruption issues, ethnicity, or give us good leadership. And anasema kuwa nyani ni wale wale, misitu ndio inabadilika. So I think we have different views when it comes to politics. And like Juma is saying that nyani ni wale wale, the same people who are pushing for it. It's only that the environment is changing or misitu inabadilika. So allow me to go through your comments as maybe Kings will try to reconnect. His phone has unfortunately gone off. From Harrison says, the only way youth can take over leadership is by practicing their democratic right of voting. Most of the youth just talk, but when it comes to voting, they don't actually do it. Harrison, you are very right, because I'm meant to understand that some of us just say, I'm going to, get out of this guy. I'm not going to vote for this guy. But when it comes to the day of voting, you find that, the youth are not voting. You only find that old people are voting, or people who truly understand where maybe this Kenya is going, because sometimes you find that as youth, we are not conversant with what is happening, especially in the political world. So we find that men who might be understanding this are usually at the forefront of voting. Then, like Casper said, 75% of the population is youth. So you find that maybe out of the 75%, you only find that like 40 are voting, but the 30% are not voting, or the 20% are not voting. So when Harrison is speaking of that we shall only recognize our leadership when we practice our democratic right. By the way, if you are above 18, you have a national ID, you can get a voter's card and you can go and vote. It is simple. It is just wake up early in the morning and go vote in the best person you want to bring on board. So my friend, I think Harrison is also okay. Someone called maybe Lishai Carson. That word is so hard to pronounce, but I hope you understand. He says that reggae has not stopped yet. This is very, very good. He says the Court of Appeal, His Excellency and Baba are thinking the same thing, and he is putting there a laughing face. So I don't know, Carson, what do you mean? You mean that we still have an opportunity to get this BBI through? I don't know. We can chat and find out, maybe people who are watching us live. Why can't we discuss this? Do you think Carson is right when he says that, the Court of Appeal, His Excellency and Baba are thinking the same thing? Does this mean that, this is an automatic thing that they will, the Court of Appeal will validate BBI? Let's think about this. Will it validate because they are thinking the same way? And maybe, Carson, do you think that, His Excellency, the President, Uhuru Kenyatta and Baba, do you think that they have an influence on the Court of Appeal? Maybe there's something we can talk about in the comments, so that we find out that we can try to, just talk and find out the truth. Do you think Baba and His Excellency can affect the Court of Appeal to take this through? So let's talk about this. Maybe Juma and Harrison, you can help us answer this. Even Carson, if you're still watching, you can also give in your comments. Emmanuel says they like handouts. What do you handouts? This is you are talking in parables. I don't know. Maybe you should tell us in details. Gilbert says, Kongole, Kazungu, na Kaspa for bringing this. Asante sana, Gilbert. We are so happy that you joined us. Unfortunately, my guest has been out of studio. his phone went off. I don't know if I can reach out to him. Let me tell him to. Oh, he is off, unfortunately, but I hope that he can join in later. But as we wait for him, we can go through the comments and find out what we can, talk about. In case he will not come back, we shall bring this to an end. So thank you so much, Gilbert, for bringing that out. Football World says, I am in. Thank you so much, Football World, for watching. We started this live stream at 2:55, and I hope that you will get along with us. And if you did not watch the first part, maybe once we are through with this, you can go and watch the replay. Gilbert again says, reggae imekufa kitambo jo. So Gilbert says he's agreeing that BBI is no longer there. Maybe when the court ruled it off, maybe he feels like it will not get through. So he says reggae imekufa. Carson and the others, do you think Gilbert is saying the truth? Do you think his prediction is right? Because we know that the what do you call it? The case is in the Court of Appeal, and we are still waiting for the very decision. CJ Manu says, in central Kenya, IDs are processed within 3 to 4 weeks, but in Western Kenya, it takes 3 months. Can someone make me understand, please? And he's putting a laughing face. By the way, also when I was applying, I'm from Western Kenya, and it took long for me to receive my ID. I don't know about the central Kenya thing of the ID getting out in 3 to 4 weeks. I mean, in 3 to 4, was it weeks? Yes, weeks. I am not so sure. Maybe if someone is watching and is from Central, please let us know. Do you think that your IDs are getting out earlier than any other place? And does this mean that many people are being given IDs in that very place, maybe for voting? Or do you think that that is why many people from Central are voting? Maybe you have so many voters from the central part of Kenya than in the western part of Kenya. So I don't know. For me, in Western, it takes a long time for you to receive the ID, but I don't know about other places. So if you're watching and you're from any other place, please drop us a comment and tell us, how long does it take for you to get your ID? And maybe does that affect the voting? So thanks so much for those guys who are, keeping me company here. Harrison says reggae has not yet stopped. A comeback is real. So that means that the case that is in the Court of Appeal, the other, it might work, and maybe it can be agreed that BBI should be passed. So Harrison, we thank you so much for your comment, and we are all interacting. So Emmanuel Juma says Gilbert is right because the High Court elaborated very well why the BBI reggae should not go on, and it was very clear. I don't know why my learned friends are protecting on this matter. So he says that BBI reggae should not go on. And I remember on the prayer day, our Deputy President Ruto, Dr. William Ruto, was speaking, and he said that now reggae has been stopped and Tanga movements have already been stopped. We now need to work together. So I don't know. Do you think that we should work together? Not maybe not us, but of course he was speaking to the two guys, His Excellency the President and Baba Raila Amolo Odinga, Right Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga. So maybe it is time they work together. What do you think? Do you think that they should work together, or do you think that they should hope that BBI will be revived? But according to Juma, he says he He wonders why the learned people are still, rotating around that matter, and yet we are saying that BBI reggae has already been stopped. So thank you so much for that very comment. CJ Manu again says, is it true that the MPs who voted no for BBI had received 100K each from our deputy president? I am not so sure. I don't have any information. Maybe someone who is watching us can tell us. Do you think that those who voted no received, like he says, a sum amount of 100,000 Kenya shillings? I don't know. Let us know. Maybe if someone has information, you can let us know. And I realized that most people who voted no were out of that parliament or senate. They were voting when it was live. So I don't know. Did that affect? Maybe did they feel bad that they are not part of the congregation? So they decided to vote no, and the people who are in, maybe what they paid for them to vote yes for the BBI. Maybe we should think that way. We should think in two ways, right? And do you think that the grant that was promised for the MCAs and those people that they want to go and buy vehicles, maybe to give them grants, do you think they gave them? So it's a matter of maybe true information. You can give it to us for those of you who have information and you are watching. And Emmanuel Juma says, other counties, no countries, I mean, other countries like Singapore did not need the documents to raise the economy and have good leadership. They just needed good leadership, period. So my friend Juma says, it is not about documents, it's not about the constitution. And I remember, I guess our guest also was speaking about this, that it is not all about, these documents, because the law was there, the law has been there since we were born, but do we follow the law? That is the question. So Emmanuel Juma, I can concur with you. We do not need documents for them to validate what we need to do. And by the way, talking about that, President, His Excellency Uhuru Kenyatta launched yesterday some projects in Kisumu. And I was asking myself, because from history, like in 1965, Jomo Kenyatta crossed ways with Jaramogi Oginga Odinga, the father to Right Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga. And since then, we have seen that projects in Kisumu have not been effective, especially from the government side. But then I was asking myself, do you think that for a project to be done in a certain county, do we need that the president and maybe the kingpin of that very county should be in good terms? Because we've seen that now the two brothers have joined hands in handshake, and we can now see projects going to Kisumu. And we have also had we have celebrated our Madaraka Day in Kisumu. Do you think that maybe we need good relationships with the government or the president for these projects to be validated? For me, I think it should be from the government. I don't know what you think about. Maybe you can let me know for those of you who are still watching. For me, I think that like the government is entitled to bring, projects to counties, and this is a mandate. But I don't think if it is right for us to say that, we need maybe our leaders to be in good terms with the president for us to receive such development. So I concur with you, Juma. We do not need documents for us to become successful. We need leaders who can stand in space and who can always be there for us. Thank you so much for that comment, Juma. Harrison says, there is an MP, Kimani Mujiri, who initially was not supporting BBI, but when it came to voting, he voted yes. So there is a notion maybe they were paid to pass BBI. And by the way, this thing was very viral for those of us who watch memes. And Kimani Mujiri said one day, I am not for BBI. I will not vote for BBI. But then when the day came for voting, this guy voted yes. And Harrison says, maybe in one way, they were paid or he was paid to vote yes. What do you think? Do you think that Kimani Mujiri was paid? I don't know. Maybe you can let us know. But in one way or the other, we feel like he might have been paid or he might have been promised something good, and maybe that is why he voted yes. So thank you so much. Juma is saying thank you. Maybe I have a question for you. Today, as I was watching the Madaraka Day celebration, so after Honorable Anyang' Nyong'o spoke, we had the deputy president. Then after that, he welcomed the president. Then the president, before he could speak, he welcomed his brother, Right Honorable Amolo Odinga. And I don't know, do you think there is an issue of protocol? Do you think that the DP is being looked down onto? I don't know. What is your thought about that? Because according to protocol, I guess the other people should talk. Then just after the vice president has spoken, then he can welcome the president, right? And after that, maybe the president can welcome his fellow president and all that according to protocol. But we saw it is different. We saw it is so much different. What do you think? Do you think that it was wrong, or do you think that it was right? Then there is something that Ruto mentioned about that it is not about the rule of men, it is about the rule of law. I don't know what you understand by this statement. I don't know what he meant. Maybe you can let us know what he meant, because he said we now need to understand the rule of law and not the rule of men. That not that men should come and create their own rules so that we can follow them. So thank you so much. We are coming to an end of this, so I'm sorry for that. So I wanted to read from Gilbert. How MPs were voting in parliament was not actually representing the people's interest at all. By the way, Gilbert, I was so annoyed to see them saying, and on behalf of the people of Shinyalu, or on behalf of the people of Langata. No. Some of us, we are not voting for that. So they were not voting for the interest of the people. I can really agree with you. So guys, I want to say thank you so much for making this live stream a success. We have had a lot of problems, and I hope that you understand. This really happens. Like our guest, his phone went off, unfortunately, but at least we had shared something. Then we have gone off for like 30 seconds because I was fixing a bug here with my internet. So please understand, it is something that happens, but thank you so much for being here. Maybe let me read from this, my friend, Emmanuel Juma. The man is trying to please the hearts of men, but time will tell. What I want to insist here is that let us have young leaders who can see what is wrong and point out. Thank you so much, Juma. That is what we have been talking about, youth and politics. And my friend, we are so happy that you can also speak about this. It is a high time as youth that we stand and defend our position, because we really deserve our position and we deserve to have the best. So, and he says, let us be leaders of integrity. Those are the youth. Please let us be leaders of integrity. And any other leader, we need integrity. So friends, thank you so much for joining me. Juma, thank you so much. You've been of great help. Thank you so much, Arizon Makale, We have Gilbert, thank you so much, Football World. We have Carson, thank you so very much for joining us. We have CJ Manu, thank you so very much. And we have Wesley Wizzy, thank you very much. Lewis Ogwangi, thank you for joining us. Kennedy Wanjala, thank you very much. Dagi Chris, you are very welcome. Thank you so much. And I'm so happy that you are able to join us. So thank you so much. And we are happy that you are part of this. So I usually have live stream every week, and next week we shall, or of course this week, I guess it will be on Sunday, we shall have a live stream about teenage pregnancies. So it is something that you would want to watch. So if you want to not to miss these very exclusive interviews, be very sure to hit that subscribe button, and not only subscribe, my friend, ring that bell so that you do not miss any other future tips, tricks, or interview that I'm going to offer here. Please also make sure to like this video so that I can reach out to many more people. Spread the word, tell people about Ero Talk Show. I'm just coming up, and I hope that I'm going to reach out to many people. If you want to be part of this very show, be very sure to comment down there. We can now get into details and exchange contacts, and maybe we can talk about this some other time. We have spent 1 hour here. Thank you so much for those people who've been live, and I really am grateful. Don't leave here without liking this video, and remember to always keep creating. Otherwise, I hope I will see you in my next interview. Peace.